So we're gonna just do rear brake pads and leave the rotors on the back of this Hyundai Optima. And so we got a 14 millimeter. We're gonna crack the caliper pin loose. That one loose. Crack the top one loose.
What size socket this is?
These are 14s.
14s?
And we're gonna peel the caliper back and we're gonna collapse the piston. This is a nice easy job that you can do. I'll slide these off. We're gonna roll the caliper up a little bit, and we gotta get in between the piston and the brake pad. And then if you come up on this side, you can see it up in here. I've got the piston here, and I'm collapsing the piston, and it goes pretty easy. And you're trying to get it as flat as you can. So we've got this piston completely pushed down now, so that's good. So we can sit the caliper, up here, out of the way, and this has the clips for the brake pads as well.
Fronts are the same way.
And we're gonna leave these on for now because we're gonna just take the bar off and work it on the bench like I normally do it. And this has a 14 millimeter, the same as the caliper is for these 2 bolts down here. And we're gonna take these off. And you know what? I'm sorry, this is a 13 millimeter. These are very tight coming out, and they're machine bolts, and they're pretty damn long. And there's really no way to get lubrication on them, so I'm gonna get the air ratchet on it and see if we can drive them off. And it'll hold on tight. Binds up and it turns to on. These all have to get never seized up, so we're going to take the bracket off and go over on the bench now.
So if you wanted to replace the rotors as well, there are 2 screws right here. There's one here and one here, and then you could just slide this off.
Alright, so we got our little clips, we got a small screwdriver. We're gonna just pry these up. We have to reuse these. They didn't come in the kit for some reason. Don't really know why. And tap these out. These were kind of difficult to put in. They were hitting the clips. And I'll show you a little trick that we did. We actually just took the paint off of the new brake pad over here on these 2 sides to help these things slide into place. And it's the same procedure that we do like when we do the fronts. We're taking the clips off, and we're gonna lubricate our caliper pins. And we're also gonna take our file, and we run the file down here. Just trying to get the heavy material off, if there is any, Okay, we got our little wire brush. Finish them up with that. Get the dust out of here, right then. Right. So we got our boots, the same thing. You hold the rubber boot with your fingers. You peel it back so that it pops out of the little groove on the end right down here. And we're gonna pull, we got our never sees over here. Caliper pin loop. Okay, caliper pin lube. Load up our pins. Put a little blob on the inside here so that when we push it in, it gets some that goes in there, right down to the center of the shaft. Right there. Lube these up good. If there's any rust on these, you need to run them on the wire wheel to get the rust off of them. If they're really pitted, you should replace them. And we can hold the rubber boot up and get the boot to start back onto the boot, onto the pin like that, so it's seated. We'll do the same on this one here. Okay, it's all seated. The excess off there. Now, the new brake pads, like I said, we're finding that this little corner right here has, you know, the brake material on it. We're gonna just file these to get the black off of it, so that's built up from when they dip them, and it's gonna help put these on here. So we'll go over to the grinder. We were just fighting with the other ones, and I'm just gonna all I wanna do is take off take the paint off a little bit. Just taking the paint off. Same thing on this one. We'll explain to you why it's good. Okay, so we got our clips. I'm going to set our clips in here. And these clips were kind of a fighter to get these things to get these brake pads in here. So got to make sure that they're seated down there. And the problem we had was the brake pad was catching the clip over here. And that's why we just ground down a little bit of it. Get that paint off of it. Okay, get that one. See, these kind of have a tension that push down on these here. And this is what was fighting us. So I'm going to put this one in the vise. Pull it in, we'll sit this one in the vise. It's got a lube on them.
We're using those Caliper pin grease.
Yeah, same synthetic.
So what this does it'll enable the pads to slide more freely within those metal brackets. By Steve grinding off some of that powder coating, whatever it is, that black coating, it'll enable them to slide around.
I'm going to sit this in the vise, and this was allowing us to get the brake pads to go in here. And I have to tap this with the hammer to get this in. It's like you're trying to peel this one back here to get this in. And this is the part that we took a little grind off of because it's catching the clip here. So see, I was trying to roll that clip down now. That's the problem that we were having. So we have to try and get this to a spot where if we have to tap this side down a little bit more, so we'll kind of shorten the distance on it a little bit. See, it's trying to push that clip down. right here. It's trying to catch the clip right here.
I see me, the other edge of the pad is grabbing it.
Yeah, see, it's grabbing it. This is the problem that we had with it. Take a little more off. Found that if you put the side in with the clip in first, it's a little easier. I think that's gonna do it. Yeah. It's just so tight. And we'll try and get this side in now. Just hold it with the pin. Okay. Okay, this one went in a lot better. Okay, so now we're ready to go set this back onto the vehicle. We're never seizing all the bolts because these things are a bear to take out. So we're getting everything set up on here right now, and we have our caliper bracket set up with the brake pads over here. And we just sat this on. Now I have one side that you see how the pads are in there, it's looser here and then it's tighter here. I can just sit the bottom down first, get this down to play, and then I can push it down. Now remember, after I get this on, I have to get those little clips for the brake pads, the little tiny needle pins things they had.
Yep.
So we're gonna catch these bolts. Make sure these catch good. I'm going to start them by hand before I put the air ratchet on it to make sure that the threads don't get screwed up.
Yeah, always catch them by hand.
Yeah, they're very fine threads. All right, that one's caught. Okay, that one's caught. And we're gonna run these down, and we'll go get these two little pins, put them in. Again, these are 13s. Okay, let me go grab those little pins. Okay, now the same as we do in the front, we're gonna end up leaving that caliper pin, the caliper here, the boot. We wanna make sure that this boot stays nice and moist because they get dry from the heat. So we're gonna get that. We put a little on the back side here. Okay, so this is all ready to go on. And we got our pins, which are gonna spray our brake shoes. Got the little tiny holes up here. That right there. Okay, get that right there and that right there. We're gonna take our caliper. We've got our caliper pin boots all filled with caliper pin lube. We got our rubber boot here done. We got a little lube on the back side. We can slip this on. We've got our piston depressed enough so that we can slide this back on. Now those clips are trying to push this caliper back up. That's what they do. So we're gonna catch two of the bolts first, one of them first, I should say, on the top. We'll get this one lined up here. We got this one down here. In our 13, we're gonna snug these up. That's tight. It's a little tight with the flex hose here. Now this one's trying to spin our boot. Okay, that's tight. Now in this particular situation, the reason that we didn't change the rotor is we don't have any heavy rust scaling on the rotor. The surface is clean. There's no pulsation. So we're gonna make sure we get this little never sees off of here and here. But we were all set just to slip pads on it. We don't have a brake pulsation. Customer didn't want to put rotors on it. It really wasn't needed. So we're gonna try and we'll slip the pads on it, lubricated everything properly. And that's going to be it to finish this one. And like Tony said, if you need to change the rotor on this, you would just take the two bolts out over here and you can slip the rotor off. Now in here is a rubber plug because there's little emergency brake shoes in here. This guy has low mileage on it, so we're not going into there. And you can adjust your self-adjuster up by here. And that'll do it. And the same procedure is on the other side. It'll be the exact same procedure.
And then when you're done, just pump up the brakes before you start the car. Get a nice firm pedal back. Right, Steve?
Yep, I'll do it.